It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and this time around, it's all about veterans benefits. You have served our country, thankfully, and we appreciate that, and you deserve your benefits. And so, with that in mind, I spoke with Chris Nolte, who is with Poweshiek County Veterans Affairs today, and it was quite a great conversation about what you deserve for having served our country. And so, we'll get to that in just a moment. First of all, a word from our presenting sponsor, Grinnell State Bank. And beginning in May, Grinnell State Bank will no longer offer live support services on Saturday. I'm looking at the website, and they want you to know that you can find out about their services that they will have. You can visit their Facebook page or call any branch for more details, but they are there for you Monday through Friday from 8 till 5, 24/7 online banking, mobile banking with mobile deposit ATMs available anytime, telebanking by calling 800-411-9331 for balances and transactions, debit card, finding out about fraud going on. If your debit card is lost, stolen, support available anytime with Shazam. And you can leave them a message at their 800 number or submit a contact form on their website, and they'll continue with you during normal business hours. And they appreciate your understanding and look forward to serving you during their weekday hours. Now, if you have any questions or need help setting up your telebank or online services, call them at 800-236-3187. But beginning in May, they'll no longer offer live support services on Saturday, so they want you to know about that, and that's right up front on their website. So they're great folks there at Grinnell State Bank. They have 4 convenient locations, and their Grinnell location been there over 100 years, but they have a location in Johnston, Marengo, Polk City. I want to thank the Jones family for supporting this podcast so well. Great folks. And I think you're going to love their services at Grinnell State Bank. They support so many causes, including the Grinnell School of Music. And if you haven't checked out Grinnell School of Music, you should do that, especially if you want to take some lessons. And it is a nonprofit organization. If you want to learn how to play an instrument or if you want to take singing lessons, check out Grinnell School of Music, supported by Grinnell State Bank and the Jones family. And if you're not a customer yet at Grinnell State Bank, you can get started opening your accounts in just 15 minutes. If you're not sure what you need, check out Simply Banking and open your accounts online or in person at any of their 4 convenient locations at Grinnell State Bank or their online banking locations. Other fine sponsors include B. Nicole Salon. I just got a haircut there at B. Nicole Salon. They supply a prize every Sunday morning when I do Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast trivia. Stop on in and say hi to Brandy. I just got a compliment yesterday on my haircut, and she said, "Oh, you got your haircut. It frames your face very well." Well, thank you. I need all the help I can get because, I always say I have a face for radio, but I know Little Red doesn't like it when I give myself a hard time, but it's nice to get compliments on your haircut, and that's all because of Brandy at B. Nicole Salon in Grinnell. She does a great job there. Stop on in or make an appointment at B. Nicole Salon. They have all kinds of great product for you there at B. Nicole Salon. Another fine sponsor is Saints Rest Coffee House. Stop on in and see Grinnell's new mayor. She's wonderful, Sam Cox, and she also supplies a prize for us every Sunday morning when we do Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast trivia. It's a great place to just hang out and do some studying. They have internet access there. I know a lot of the college crowd from Grinnell College hang out at Saints Rest Coffee House, and they have those monster cookies. And boy, next time I'm in Grinnell, I have to stop on in and get some monster cookies for Little Red because she's hankering to try some of those because I've told her how delish they are. And it's a great place to go if you are interested in trying a mocha latte, a hot chocolate, or whatever your taste might be at Saints Rest Coffee House in Grinnell. It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, focusing on what's going on in Grinnell and Poweshiek County. And with me is Chris Nolte with Poweshiek County Veterans Affairs. And I'm interested in talking about this because we're all about veterans and saluting them and thanking them so much for their service to our country. And I suppose you get all kinds of questions thrown at you all the time, Chris, every day. But I looked over some common questions that veterans ask, so I'm going to run down some of those for you. So what health care services are veterans generally available for through the VA?
Well, Jamie, thanks for coming in. We really appreciate to have this opportunity to share some information with the folks out there. The biggest challenge we have is getting vets to come in. They don't understand that if they served, they deserve. And speaking of healthcare, that's one big thing that we work on. We have services available in Iowa City and in Des Moines as far as veteran hospitals, but there are also community-based outreach clinics. Those are located in Marshalltown, in Knoxville, in South Des Moines at the old South Ridge location. We can go over towards Iowa City, and they're in Waterloo, they're in Coralville, and they're also in Iowa City. So a veteran may be eligible to get health care at any one of those. A lot of factors go into determining their eligibility for that, and that is time that they were in the service, when did they serve, how long did they serve. Unfortunately, if you were in the National Guard or Reserves, you had to have either been injured while in service or else you had to serve a 20-year time and be retired from those things. And that's unfortunate because, at least in my opinion, because I think those folks signed the same check that I did that said, if called up, I will serve. And I was in the Air Force back in the early 70s, and it's just really an honor to do this now and to help our vets. So the thing to do is to make an appointment with your veteran service officer, and in Newton you'd go to see Josh or Ray, and here you come and see me or Sandy, and we'll make an appointment and sit down with you, and we'll go over everything and see what we might be able to do to help you out.
And so how do they apply for VA disability compensation?
Okay, that's the part of the whole process. We go through a series of forms. We sign ourselves up to be advocates for the vet, and they sign they're willing to work with us and work with the American Legion or the VFW or the Disabled American Veterans or what other organization might be. We also sign what they call a letter of intent, which says that we have up to 1 year of this date in which we can file a claim on their behalf, and they would be paid back to this date. And then we look at the health care, and we fill out what they call a 1010EZ and go through all of that and determine if they're eligible for health care within the system. And then we look at their disabilities. And we go from the top of their head to the bottom of their feet and talk about, are there any problems that you're having with average daily living skills that might be associated with service? The whole thing is having your disabilities being service connected. That's how disabilities are determined.
When I went to broadcasting college, Chris, and you had told me before we started the podcast that you thought about going to the same
Certainly
one also.
Did. I love radio.
Actually, some of the people I went to school with got there on the GI Bill.
You bet.
But what educational benefits does the GI Bill provide, and how do they apply for that?
Well, again, come in and see us. And the thing now is that if you don't use them, it's possible that your children could use your GI benefits. But there is a time limit and the time frame, and there are other opportunities over and above education, and not only college education, but it could be going to tech school like you did, or going to college, or even on-the-job training can sometimes get payment through the VA.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay. Now, as far as being eligible for VA home loan benefits, what steps do veterans need to do to apply for that?
Well, really all that is done is we give you a certificate of eligibility. Again, that's based on your length of service, and you have to be 180 plus days of active duty, not counting your training, to get that eligibility. And then you take that to the bank, and that just says, yes, you are a veteran, and the VA stands behind you.
And how do they check the status of their VA claim or appeal?
Always come and see us, because we have access to their files, and we can determine where they're at in the process. And sometimes that's a very easy thing. Sometimes it can take years.
Okay, and what survivor benefits are available for the family?
There are basically two different things, Jamie. One is the DIC, which is based on a disability, and the other is a pension based on income. So a veteran can receive benefits due to their disabilities, or if they're a low-income veteran, they can apply for a pension. Now, the survivor is the same type of a situation. If the veteran was passed away and it was service connected, let's say the veteran had cancer and had served in Vietnam, and that is presumptive that due to their service in Vietnam, they were exposed to Agent Orange, and that will then give the survivor a higher level of pay as a survivor benefit, and that is also non-taxable. If it is a pension, however, that's a different story.
Now, are there such a thing as state or local benefits that a veteran can access?
Certainly, certainly. The biggest thing in Iowa is at 100% service-connected, total and permanent disability, your home taxes are, or your taxes are abated 100%. That's the big thing. But their lifetime fishing and hunting licenses are $7. And that's just for the processing fee. And then also there are things like the license plates, and if you're 100%, you can get dental care and other things. But other than 100%, dental care is not normally available for veterans.
And so how does a veteran enroll in vocational or rehabilitation and employment services?
Best thing is to start with us. We've got all the forms here, and we can point them in the right direction. We also have partners in Marshalltown through the workforce development folks that are very willing to help. During the summer, spring and summer and fall, we'll have a person coming down from Marshalltown once a month who sets up office here as an employment station, in fact.
And so what is the process for appealing a denied VA claim?
Forms, always forms. We have two different levels, actually three. We have what is called a supplemental claim. We say, okay, we found more information based on your claim. It's new and relevant. We think it'll help supply the information you need to adjudicate this case in the benefit of the veteran. That's an 0995. Now, an 0996 says, we think you made a mistake. Look at what we've already provided and give us another one. Now we can do that again and again and again and keep looking for new and relevant information as well. And then finally you can get to a point where say, hey, you've made the mistake, take it on, send it to the judge.
When you talk about forms, my mind flashes back to Radar O'Reilly from
MASH.
Oh
my. As you can see, looking at my desk.
Yeah. All kinds of forms.
all over.
One right after another.
Yep.
And how can a veteran access mental health services through the VA, Chris?
Mental health services, obviously, veterans are people that have sometimes been involved in activities that are totally unlike what our daily life is as a civilian. And quite often, those can bear quite a negative mark on them, their personalities and things. We have Vietnam veterans who have never sought out care that we're getting into care now. And I have a box of Kleenex on my desk for a reason. Some of the experiences that they recount are deeply emotional, and not only do they need the Kleenex, but so do I. And I'm glad to say that we really try to help do what we can. We have local mental health professionals, and we also have services through the VA system, too.
Well, and that leads me into talking about my friend Kent Reed.
Oh, sure.
Who, has American Brawn and the Solace Center now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And back when I was with the radio station, I got to know Kent through American Brawn. And I know that being a supporter of veterans, you would probably support any veteran who might be going through some mental health issues to access any mental health services
Absolutely.
That are available.
Kent has a very quality operation going up there, and we strongly recommend veterans to look at that as an opportunity to spend time with fellow veterans who may have experienced similar situations and know that there are people that do care, and Kent's a perfect example.
Well, and you listen to WHO, and I work at WHO, and Simon Conway's wife, Mrs. C., is with the Blue Star Mothers Foundation, and I've done podcasts with her before, and she had a son. He was in the service. He got out of the service and had trouble adjusting to life on the outside, so he rejoined the service because that was the life that he knew. And would rather have that kind of life because it's a hard adjustment when you get out.
Yep, absolutely. If you're 50 or 60 years old, though, you don't have that option.
Right.
If you're facing, mental challenges and things,
Right.
Depression or other incidents of problems.
Yeah, suicide among veterans is rampant, and hopefully we can get a handle on that. And
Yeah, that's why we have this here. You have a little poker chip that says dial 988, press 1. That's if you're having mental problems and just want to talk to somebody, that's the one to call, 988-1.
I remember many years ago there was a movie that came out called Born on the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't show a very good aspect of the VA hospitals at that time. Can you give me your personal opinion of VA hospitals now? Do you think the care has improved at all, Chris?
Easily. I've been using VA facilities for 25 years, and I've had nothing but high praise for the service I've received. Now, I don't have any disability, but they provide my health care, and they do an outstanding job. And I know of the folks up in Marshalltown. That's a brand new clinic up there, and it's just excellent. And I get to talk to those people on a regular basis on behalf of veterans. And I talk to people in Iowa City and the other community-based outreach clinics for my veterans. And I take ownership of the vets, and they're my guys or my gals, and I'll do anything I can to help them out. And I see nothing but tremendous support in the VA system.
Fantastic. Now, is there a website people can go to for more information?
Well, there's always the VA, and you can start there. And we just prefer to have that face-to-face opportunity.
Sure.
And on occasions, I do make house calls if the veteran is immobile and unable to come and see us. So just give us a call, and we'll take care of you. That's what we're here for.
And I know you're located in the Lincoln Savings Bank building in Grinnell. How else can people contact you, Chris?
Just give us a call at area code 641-236-5722. We're open Mondays through Fridays from 9 until 4. And I'm here Monday through Wednesday, and I have an assistant by the name of Sandy Pryor, and she is an Air Force veteran also, and she's also a former nurse, so that's very helpful. And that's been, one of the challenges is getting female veterans to come in sometimes, and now we have a female veteran here who will take care of you and knows the ropes, and she's an excellent addition to the staff.
Good for her. We love those veteran nurses, too.
Oh, you bet. You bet. It's awesome.
You bet. And all veterans, too, as far as that's concerned.
Yep.
Chris, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Jamie, it's been a pleasure. I'd like to tell people that this best job I've ever had. It just took me 45 years and 2 failures at retirement to get it. So I love it, and I love helping veterans.
Chris Nolte with Poweshiek County Veterans Affairs on Out and About with Jamie Grout. Until next time, Grout is out. See ya.